Even if our personal lives aren't complex, the world and the universe and our body and our brain are incredibly complex. It's astounding if you stop and think of the bizarreness of the complexity of life. You think of something like pollination and all of the strangeness that goes into that to create this just incredible abundance. You even think about something like Earth's positioning to the sun and what the sun provides from that distance to us that makes basically everything possible. The oddness and the complexity in that is astounding. You think of how tremendously complex your body is, that it's doing all of these things without you seemingly have to take any action. The beating of your heart, the growing of your hair, and everything so symmetrical. It's really just strange, in my opinion. And then you branch that out and you think even about other galaxies and the universe as a whole, and just the bizarre relation between interstellar bodies. And at the subatomic level, the things that we know can happen there because we have the instruments and the tooling to be able to perceive it in some way. But it's really mind boggling to think how just strange and complex that all is. And we can talk about this more another time, but thinking about us being able to witness or have some concept of those things because, like I said, our instruments and our tooling can perceive them even if we can't with our limited senses. But the things that may exist that we don't have any instrumentation to detect, and what those things very well may be, that's really something. Now, science and the various subgroups in science may have various explanations for the benefits of being so complex. One obvious thing that I would say is with something being so complex, and you've probably experienced this in different ways in your own life, the more complex something is, the more opportunity there is for something to go wrong, right? For something not to show up, for something to not do its job right, for something to suddenly be sort of absent for another reason, and then the whole scheme just kind of falls apart. I would say that the reason that this is all so complex and interesting is because it's a joyous celebration. We've talked about the celebratory aspect of this before, but to be able to observe with sheer wonder something that happens seemingly naturally. There aren't courses, there aren't schools that are happening, there aren't lesson plans that are infusing this information into all of these different things. These are seemingly happening naturally, or what we may attribute some time to instincts, which I'll be talking about in the future separately. And the ease with which these tremendously complex ecosystems and environments are operating. To me, it says this is a playful thing. Look at how weird we've made this seemingly straightforward or simple process. And the reason is for you to wonder at it, for you to hold it up in all its majesty and say, wow, This is an odd Rube Goldberg machine. That, to me, is the beauty that is embedded in the complexity, and it is here for us to consume as a joyous celebration.